Hello and welcome to the vlog about visions. My name is Georg Lanzinger, your host at yourvision.blog, and today I have two fantastic guests, Tilmar, Goos, and also Christian Ribeiro. They too are running Sulpayments, and they will give us insights in their work, their vision with alternative payments, how Web3 will help, and where they can see the future, and what is their vision. Hello, Christian. Hello, Tilma. Happy to have you here, and please introduce yourself a little bit.
Hello, happy to be here. Thanks a lot for the invitation. My name is Christian Ribeiro. I work in the cross-border payment industry since 2004. I started playing some games in Brazil, realized that people want alternative payment methods to pay their games. We saw an opportunity there, create some companies in the past. And after sell those companies, now I'm working here in this project with Tilmar, called it Sulpayments, using Web3, using stunted payment methods. So this is the project that we are working at the moment.
Hey George, quick introduction to myself. Tilmar here. I'm working in crypto pretty much since 2016 professionally. I've been out there with one of or the largest projects in the crypto market. Some known names are Cardano Foundation, Seba Bank, which is now Amina Bank, as well Bank Frick, one of the first traditional banks offering Bitcoin or blockchain crypto accounts and bank accounts, and also Copper, the institutional custodian before Chris and me dove into the endeavor to set up Sulpayments, where we focus on cross-border payments using stablecoins.
So, cross-border payments, how useful is it? Because if I make a transaction, I use IBAN or my credit card. What is the advantage of your payment solution?
I think good point you already mentioned. So I'm European citizen, German by origin. Christian is Brazilian. So if we look at Web three, I think there are two different use cases geographically, right? Here in the European Union, we have our IBAN network, which works perfectly. So if I want to spend holidays in Austria, where you live, George, right, or I go to the Netherlands, I can easily pay, transfer money instantly. Actually, I think before the cutoff period, it will be in your accounts immediately. When you look at emerging countries such as Brazil or other Latin countries, which is our focus, there those banking rails are inefficient or pretty much do not exist. But maybe Christian, you as a Brazilian want to explain a little bit more on the
Yeah,
inefficiencies
please, Christian.
in LATAM.
Yes, of course. Thanks. So we had inefficiency in the past, especially when it comes to bank transfers, connection between bank and wallets. Also, people that do not have access to bank accounts, right, was very difficult. Credit cards for few people. I can tell you, back in the days, only 20% of Brazilian population had access to credit cards. So this is why our company prospered so well in the past. And now we are seeing some change. We are seeing this project from the Brazilian Central Bank, call it PIX. And if you research about it, it's a very successful project because they put the banks together with the fintechs to create a centralized payment rail between institutions inside Brazil. So I can now transfer money to my family, to my friends in real time 24/7. I can also pay companies. I can also get paid by companies, not only in business days, but 24/7 in real time. And this is what we are calling stunt payment methods, and is helping all around the world projects like ours here in Sul Payments.
So, in Switzerland, there is the
And
Twint payment. Is the PIX in Brazil something similar to Twint?
yes, similar, but Pix is a
Okay.
project from the Brazilian Central Bank. So I think there is similarities, right, Tumor? If you can explain a little bit more
Yeah.
about the twin.
So in Switzerland, Twint as a payment method was a project which was launched by the major banks. They kind of get together, and I think they saw that PayPal comes into the market and provide an easier way of transferring money peer to peer, and they set up Twint. Very efficient system, works within Switzerland. Outside Switzerland does not work. And the what means the difference or similarity is similar than Twint. The Brazilian central bank thought, how can we improve or overcome efficiencies, and they set up PIX. But I think the main difference why um, the central bank was probably so interested in is that in emerging markets, the population would use cash until not too long ago. And this comes with other complications, right? It comes with the tax issue. It comes with a lot of, let's say, illegal markets. It comes with criminal activities in emerging markets. And I think when you look at this from the government perspective, it may make sense to look at new technologies, not to necessarily control the monetary system better, but just improve the infrastructure in the financial system of that country. I saw this in my life in different countries, especially let's say China and Latin America, Mexico, that financial infrastructure was not really there. So when I lived and studied China many years ago, I would need to withdraw cash from my bank, go physically with the cash to the bank of my landlord and deposit it into his account. So interbanking transfer would not work, right? So obviously, when you run a nation and you want to develop a stable and functioning financial system is an absolutely must. Hence, my assumption how and why PIX first of all got launched, and second, why it became so successful over the few past years.
And you're concentrating on the emerging markets. You think the use cases there will be more than here in Central Europe?
I absolutely think so. Hence, or given by the fact that we can trust our banking system, it works, right? Sometimes there may be some inefficient, but generally, I think we can agree this works within Europe, right? But if we look now on, let's say, the Latin American continent, right, where you have many migrant workers, they maybe go from Peru to Mexico to work to earn more, and then they would send money home, right? Nowadays, they use traditional cross-border agents or companies, maybe like Western Union, who take horrendous fees. And if you think about the fees they take from $100 or $200 bills, and let's say in Peru, you can probably buy food with that amount of fees those companies take, right? So it's a big inefficient setup how these cross-border remittances work, and also a reason why the United Nations SDG focuses on a project Send Money Home, where they look in different projects to improve this. I think this not only works for the Latin American country, I think even more on the sub-Sahara African continent, where you exactly face the issues of cash money, inefficiencies, high costs, where stablecoin and Web3 blockchain, let's say, currencies could definitely improve the infrastructure and ultimately increase their prosperity and I say life standards, right? So imagine when you take $100 transaction, maybe $10 are the fees. For those $10, you can pretty much live in those countries and buy things you really need: water, food, and those kinds of items.
Well, I think if I may add, I think when it comes to payment rails too, this is very important. So projects on Web3 games, this kind of products is always consumed into these nations. Brazil is growing a lot. We're talking about almost 300 million people. And we realize that instant payments are much cheaper than credit cards, for example, or another kind of payment methods. So merchants are interested in it too. especially international merchants that want to monetize in this region. Before, we had credit cards that has penetration of around 25 to 30% of the population. Now we have all these digital wallets, different fintechs connected with the banks, and growing in other countries like Mexico. Mexico, we have XPay, for example. That's a project similar to Pix. We have similar projects in Colombia, Peru, Chile. So I'm seeing that there is a connection now, and with stable coins, we can do this merge between all these technologies and make it simpler for merchants, for people that want to pay, consume products. For example, if you go to Brazil, you can't pay with Pix today because you're not Brazilian. But maybe we could do a connection between these technologies around the world and do not need to rely on credit cards anymore. You know, sometimes inefficient, sometimes problems with chargebacks, especially when it's buying online. So I think this new technology is here to help.
So cryptos are here in Central Europe more in investment or for speculation, and in the emerging markets, it has a real use case for payments. So your vision for Sulpayment is certainly ambitious, but what aspects of it might seem mad to someone from the outside looking in it?
Well, I think I can answer. So, uh, there is a lot of speculation, right? So people always talk bad. Well, when it comes to crypto, if you talk about cryptocurrency in the bank or with regulators, it's always difficult to advance the project, right? And this is one of the things that we want to change here in Switzerland. We got an invitation from the canton of Fribourg to open our company here because they saw our projects in the past, the companies that our group sold in the past in Brazil, and they say, look, this is very interesting because young people, working in gaming projects, a new generation of payments. So I think now we are here just to break this kind of preconcept, right, that you have with cryptocurrencies. I think if you use in the right way, cryptocurrencies, stable coins can help us a lot to do this connection between countries.
Uh, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's really great.
I fully agree on this. I think the Swiss or Switzerland itself, it positions itself very well by providing a robust legal environment, which gives projects like us legal certainty in what we do, but it also gives the, let's say, the investor who just wants to add 10% of Bitcoin to their portfolio to hedge the market a certainty that this is working, right? I think Chris and me, as working in the forefront in Web3, we do not always think like, where's the problem now? We are looking, where's the problem in 10 years, right? And there, I think, looking into payments, blockchain and stablecoin transaction is the future. Just by eradicating the inefficient costs which traditional rails or swift payments have nowadays, right? I think if we look at the situation, very simple use case, you want to maybe donate money to an organization in the mountains of Peru. You would send US dollars, right? Why not using stablecoin? Faster, transparent, provable, immutable, cheaper, better for everyone. And then let's look at the people who maybe receive the funds or the donation, right? That's maybe a population which do not have credit cards or bank accounts, right? But by having a digital wallet and be able to receive digital currencies, I think this eradicates all the problems which you have nowadays with cash and costs in the Swift international network.
So Sul payment is already running. The people can use it already to transfer money. So, when founding a startup, what were the pitfalls and the hurdles? Can you tell a story from and your
Well, I
experience,
can
what you have
bring
faced?
this. So I think one of the problems that we had here is, you step in a new country, new regulations. You need to trust people, right? And one of the issues that we had in the beginning, we trust the wrong people. Difficult to find people that can help you without, have some interest behind, right? So I think we are very lucky, especially our group from Brazil, to find Tilmar here. He's helping after I can tell it because was very difficult for us before. We work with different managers, different interests involved. We explain our projects, even with the help from the canton. It's not easy to start it from the scratch because always people look to do, okay, we don't need it. No, it's like in the past, right? Why we need e-commerce? Why we're doing it? Who buy online? So it's the same today, right? So why we need another kind of currency? Why we are using this? So a lot of question marks. Of course, we don't know how the future will be, but we need people that we can trust and have the same vision, right? This is what I like in work together with Tilmar here in Switzerland now. But one of the problems was this, right? Wrong people get introductions. It's always takes some time. It's not something that you can just come, open a company, and work like this. So we need people that understand what you're looking, and they need to see the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I can add to this. Like, let's say you do not come from Web3, right?
Mm.
Then first of all, you need to have people who understand, right? Like, first of all, what's blockchain? Like, that's already becomes a problem. Then they maybe understand, oh, Bitcoin, cool. I can add it to my portfolio, great, it works, stuff. But then when it comes like to a real use case, then it's difficult to find the people who really understand. And then what I always struggled, or since the beginning of Crypto Valley, pretty much, it is explaining the regulator what you are doing, and then having on the other side somebody who's first willing to listen to you, and then maybe even understanding. Right, two different pairs of shoes there. So what we still nowadays do with our partners in the financial world, explain a lot of education, what is it, why we need it, and so forth. But it takes some time, and sometimes you're lucky, you find the right person in at the regulator or at the bank who's like, oh, I heard about this before, let me take this to the team. It's a lengthy process. uh, exactly, probably how people started, why we need email first, a lot of education, why we need this. I think very similar to the early days in the internet. So education, explaining, finding the right people, it's not easy. Here in Switzerland, we or as you know, George, is it's quite a dense let's say environment of professionals who are interested in. But just like you, when I go back to my home country, everybody looks at me as like, what are you exactly doing? I think the whole blockchain technology has not really arrived outside the Swiss bubble or maybe some other hotspots in the world, but generally it's still very far away to, let's say, the traditional people.
Yes, that's right. And so the main question of this vlog is, what is your vision? And we are now coming back to it. Please let me know, what is the vision? Why did you found Sulpayments?
I think our vision is to make payments simple around the world, and simple and cheap, and connect between countries much easier than as today, right? There is no reason for us like if I travel to Brazil from here, I need to exchange currency. I need to talk to different agents to have a credit card. Maybe they don't accept credit card there, so complicated. Also, when it comes to payments, if you want to consume digital products in different regions, always different regulations, different legislations. So I think our vision is to make it simpler. It's only this: make it simpler. If you want to consume products in Brazil, if you want to send money to your family back in your country. So our idea here is to use blockchain technology. We never had it before, so blockchain is relatively new. It comes together with Bitcoin, and if we look into this, it's very early stage, right? And this technology help us a lot when it comes to trust, right? Before we had to trust the bank there in Panama, the bank there in Brazil, in Chile. I have to send the money there, go to an agent, and then go to someone else. They do a call. Look, this money go to Christian. So we had to do this way, no other way, right? But
Mhm.
now with blockchain, it's much easier, and this is what we want to use here. Use this technology to make things simple in our lives, right? Just this.
So the tagline of Sulpayments is effortless, fast, and compliant, right? So our mission initially is to provide the best tailored TradFi and Web3 payment solutions out there, connecting international countries with each other. I think the vision, in a broader sense, is to create a seamless financial future by bringing the worlds of traditional finance and decentralized web or Web3 together to empower our clients with a secure, flexible, and compliant solution, eradicating the inefficiencies the traditional financial system has currently.
So you want to make the payments effortless and compliant. So that's very important. As long as it is not compliant, you cannot realize it in any country. So I think Sul payment is compliant. Can you tell us a little bit about the last time, which hurdles you had? Any suggestions for people who want to fund a new startup? What should they do? What is very important if you want to run a startup like you do it and to become successful?
Yeah, I think for anyone listening to the show, if you have an idea, just do it. Do it, talk about it. You need to start somewhere. You will find a lot of obstacles, especially if you work in a new technology. People will look at you, regulators will look at you, challenge you, but just continue working. It takes some time to create a project from scratch. And one thing, what I learned in my PhD is consistency. Consistency. Continue. It's not today, it's not tomorrow, it's maybe not next week. Just don't give up. Improve your deck, improve your tech, improve anything you work on. And eventually, one day, people start to believe, like, oh, wow, you're still doing it. Are you still working in this payment projects? And suddenly, people will start to call you and see, because consistency is key, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, you need to believe, right? If you don't believe what you want, what you are doing, then it's impossible to continue. So it's in the same what Tilmar is explaining now. You need to believe that this works, people need it, and that you are solving a issue for someone. And if you are doing it, I think this is the best way to move forward, right? For me, for example, I like to create projects where I don't need to invest too much in marketing, right? I want to see that my product or my idea is helping someone else out there. And I know it's difficult sometimes, but if you believe it and if you know there is this problem that you are solving, I'm
Absolutely.
sure you'll be
So you can
successful.
compress it to you have to believe what you're doing, you have to improve. Consistency is key, and like the motto of Nike, I love it. Just do it.
You can't
So,
give up.
Christian, do you have something you can show us how easy Soul Payment is working?
Yes, so this is one of our clients. They are a company from Cyprus, and they have some games it's a game store, right? Where they promote their product to Brazil. You can see here they are using BRL, so it's the Brazilian currency, Brazilian real. They're selling these diamonds in the game, right? So it's not real diamonds. It's a diamond that you can exchange for products inside the game. And here we have the payment methods, right? So we have Binance Pay that's using crypto payments. We have PicPay, that's a popular wallet in Brazil, and we have Pix, the product that we talked before about in our podcast. I'm talking about this connection between banks and fintechs, and here is just an example how it works. We are here. So after fill the form and click buy, I have this way. So I have
Hmm.
a code for using my mobile phone that I can copy and pay. Or if I'm in the computer, that's the case now, I can just scan this and the payment will go in real time. I'll just conclude this transaction.
So you would use now the app, right? Scan the QR code.
Exactly. Now open a bank, like my
Hmm.
bank
Hmm.
app or my fintech app, can be a wallet, can be something, right? So I just scan this QR code. Say here's pay with QR code, right? And then it already shows here me the amount. I will pay 13 reais now. So
Hmm.
this is around $3. Okay,
Wow.
payment was complete here. And you see, it's connected. I pay with my mobile phone and it already appears in the store. So payment realized, I already got the emails. So here's some pin codes for the ones that play Free Fire. Free pin codes here. You
So
can go
that's
up and
really
play.
fast. That's
Yes.
great. And yeah, great that
It's available.
that they have implemented it
Yep.
and you could show it us now in real time that it works. That's really fantastic. We will also add the link to your
Yeah.
solution here down in the text that the people and also the contact to you that the people can contact you if they want to implement it. That's really a great solution, and we have seen here now a live demo that it works and how fast it works. That's really great.
Mhm. And this like the user paid Brazilian reais, but the company from Cyprus now they're seeing the dollar amounts there, right? And by tomorrow, the money will be in their bank account. So it's really fast. We collect the reais today, tomorrow they get the dollars. So it's instantly between countries. It's not only what you see real time, and now it's very early in Brazil. It could be
Thanks a lot for the presentation, for your insights and your vision. That's really great. Do you have any suggestion for our guests when they want to found a startup, what they should do?
Maybe one suggestion for anyone of the guests listening to the show is if you're not yet into crypto, take 100 euros, get a platform where you can buy maybe a regulated one from Central Europe, buy a Bitcoin. You obviously will not get rich overnight. That's not the idea. The idea is to get yourself familiar with the technology, learn the process, how to get it, where to get it, how to send it to a friend, and then you will understand the use case of Sulpayments by transferring money using cryptocurrency or stablecoins.
That's really great. And that's what the people should do. They should try it with a little amount of money to try it. And the usability is getting better and
perfect.
better. Also, Esteban from Brazil, I was talking with him in the last video. The usability is getting better and better, and that's really useful. Thanks a lot. And for the people who are listening, if you're planning to found a startup, I hope these insights were useful for you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And yeah, Now we wish Christian and Tilmar all the best on their journey. Please like the video, share it with others that they get the information, and please click subscribe. And to you, thanks a lot. It was great to have you as guests, and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.